What's up, guys? I'm Rhett. Welcome back to Lawn Insider. Just finished mowing and I've already got my broadcast spreader out and I've got my fertilizer that I'm going to use measured out already, and I'm using the Impro that I picked up at my local Ewing Irrigation and Supply store in San Marcos, and I'm going to be putting out about 0.3 pounds of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet today, which, if you don't know, it's probably about a third of the recommended rate on the bag. But the reason that I'm doing that is because I've been trying to spoon feed the lawn this year, and spoon feeding just means that I'm making smaller applications, but I'm making those applications more frequently. So that's going to be the fertilizer that I'm going to go with today. And then after I put out the fertilizer, I'm going to take this Hydretain product right here, which is actually a hose-in product. I've never actually used the hose-in product, but I'm going to treat a couple of dry spots in the lawn. We're going to talk about this a little bit, and then after I finish that, then I'm just going to run the irrigation system for a cycle. So let's get after it. All right, so now I'm just going to take the product that I have in this bucket right here, and I'm going to go put it in the hopper. And I've got the spreader right now set at a 3.5. And the reason being is that I know I don't have very much product, and I want to, put a light coat out over the entire lawn, and I want it to last the entire lawn. So we're going to start out with that. If we need to make an adjustment, we will. But I'm just going to go ahead and make my passes, and every time you make another pass, you're just trying to throw that product to the edge of where you made your previous pass. So let's get started. All right, before we move on to anything else, I'm going to get the leaf blower, and then I don't know if y'all can see these little bits of fertilizer that are kind of scattered on the driveway, and then there's some along the sidewalk, and I'm just going to blow those back into the yard. I don't want to waste that fertilizer, and then I don't want that fertilizer getting washed away into the runoff. So I'm going to get the leaf blower and push those back into the lawn. All right, so now that I've blown all the fertilizer back into the lawn, this is the main dry spot that I wanted to treat today, and it's just on the property line between my lawn and my neighbor's lawn, and it's just an area that I hope y'all can see in the camera, but it's just got kind of a brownish color to it. It looks like it needs water. So what I assume has happened is that my neighbors probably throttled down their watering some, and this area of the lawn right here on the edge was probably used to getting some supplemental water from my neighbors as well, and when they throttled it down, obviously my irrigation alone is not reaching this spot as well as it should be. So I'm going to treat this area with some Hydretain, and then after we water in the fertilizer, this area will get some water as well. And then I think we're actually due for some rain later in the week, so hopefully we can get this area matching the rest of the lawn. All right, just in case you couldn't see in that last shot, I wanted to get y'all a closer look. And again, just along the property line, hopefully you can just see this brownish haze that we've got working here. And it looks like we just need some water. So we're going to treat it and we're going to see what happens, and I'll show y'all the results later in the video. Alright, so right now let's just take a look at the product itself. Again, this is called Hydretain. This is the hose end version. I actually have the gallon that I used out in the lawn earlier in the year, and I used my backpack sprayer for it, but I've never used this hose end version. It says it fights drought and high water bills, reduces watering by up to 50% or more, and you can use it on lawns, trees, shrubs, flowers, and vegetables. And then let's go ahead and take a look at the back. Okay, so at the top there under directions it says connect sprayer to garden hose. To open, break off the tab on the top of the sprayer head. So if you see this part right here, I've actually bent it so I don't need to break it. I can actually slide the knob past it still. Well, hopefully y'all can see this with one hand here. See? Okay, so since I bent it, I don't have to snap it off, but it says to snap off the tab on top of the sprayer head, reapply every 3 months or as needed. Additional application information available at hydretain.com. And then for lawns specifically, it says apply using broad strokes, best if applied to damp soil. After applying, immediately water into the root zone with 1/4 to 1/2 inch of water. Treats an average front lawn of 2,500 to 5,000 square feet. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just water this area before I actually apply the product, and then after I apply the product, then we're going to run the entire irrigation system, and that will help with the fertilizer I just put down, but it is also going to help me with the 1/4 to 1/2 inch of water that you need to water in this product after treating the dry spot. So right now I'm just going to connect it to the hose end, and then we're going to make our treatment. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do is just water this area in before making the treatment, just with my hose. Alright, so I've already watered the area now. Okay, so now we're going to take this green part right here, and we are going to screw it in to our hose. Alright, we are screwed in. Now I'll turn the hose on, turn the water on. Alright, right now I have it set to water, but then I can turn it on to on, which will give me the product. So right here is water. Okay, so this is just water coming out. Just watering it in a little bit more. And then when I flip it back here, now it is the product itself, and you can start to see a little bit of foam come up with it. And I'm just trying to apply in broad strokes and cover the area thoroughly that was weaker or looking like it needed water. Alright, once I've done that, you turn it back to off, and we've already treated our area. So now I'm going to go to the irrigation control, and I'm just going to run a cycle for the entire yard. Okay, and I actually started the 6th zone first because it said to water this stuff in immediately, and I didn't want to, mess anything up. I wanted to do it exactly like it said on the label. So I'm going to water this in, put down about 1/2 inch of water, and then I will set the cycle for the rest of the lawn. Alright, so now I've got the rest of the irrigation system running, and it's just going to cycle through the rest of the lawn. And at this point, it's just the waiting game, guys. So we are going to check back in later in the week, and I'm going to show y'all a little update on what those dry spots look like. And that'll pretty much be the video. So I will see y'all in a few days. Hey y'all, it is now the following Saturday, and I just wanted to show y'all a little update on the rain situation. You can see here, hopefully on the rain gauge, that we got just over 4 inches of rain yesterday, and that's after earlier in the week we got another pretty close to 4 inches. It was like 3 3/4. So we've gotten close to 8 inches of rain in the last 4 or 5 days, and that is after going without rain for over a month. So naturally that was huge for us. Going to turn off the sprinkler system for next week, save a little money. And I also wanted to show y'all here in the backyard, because we got all that rain, we started seeing some worm castings pop up. So that's what worm castings look like right there. And worm castings are actually really good for your yard. You can actually buy them and, by the bag. People use them in their gardens and stuff. But naturally, when you're real mowing, you don't want to real mow over them, so you have to try to break them down as much as you can. But really, the whole backyard, especially the part closer to the fence line, you started seeing these worm castings kind of pop up everywhere. And here, I'll show you another one. It's really, pretty cool actually, because in some cases, like right here, here's a good one, good example. You can see how sandy my soil is. So you can see the worm castings right here, and then a lot of it is just sand. And you can just pick them up, and they kind of break apart. So right now, I haven't actually had a mow in a few days. You can tell that fertilizer application really is kicking in, and we've got good color. And really, the green definitely got darker, and we filled in a lot of spots that were looking a little bit more rough. And, naturally the rain helped as well. Timed up that fertilizer application really well. It is definitely watered in now. So let me take y'all up to the front yard so we can check out those spots that we treated with the Hydretain. All right, so here we are at the scene of the crime here in the front yard where we treated that dry spot earlier in the week. And I hope y'all can tell, but there is no longer a dry spot in that area. So naturally, I can't give all the credit to the Hydretain. I definitely think the Hydretain helped, but 8 inches of rain, that helps a lot too. So anyway, we treated these spots 5 days ago. So 5 days ago we treated them, watered them in, got some rain, and now we have no more dry spots in this area. So I would say overall the operation was successful. And here's the yard just overall. Wanted to show y'all that fertilizer kicking in. And we have a nice dark green color right now. The yard's looking like it's in really good shape. I want to show y'all a close-up of the grass here. And here's a really good shot for y'all. You can see that dark green color has kicked in after the fertilizer application and the good rain we got. And the grass is looking really good. Gonna look even better after I mow, but I want to go ahead and wrap this video up for y'all. And I wanted to show y'all the grass before I left. And this is in October, so we are doing really well. All right, y'all, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up right there. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave me a like. If you're liking the content and you want to continue to see more of it, hit the red subscribe button below. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave those in the comment section below. I'll see y'all again next week. Lawn Insider, out.